Boom shakalaka, look at that bad boy. Now we're talking. So this is the new version of the tool that we just created, right? Looks pretty sweet. To be fair, I don't even use the word sweet in my language, but that is a really nice, clean UI right there. So we've developed a SaaS tool, as you can see, pretty simple and easy. I don't know if it's actually going to be powered by GPT-4 Turbo. That seems like nonsense. But you can see here that it's coded the logo, the tool is looking super nice, and he's created content for the page, the headline, the subheadline, the button, etc. Right? I have a feeling this is not connected to an API, so I have a feeling like this is not going to work when it comes to actually generating the content. But let's see, right? So I'll put SEO training over here. Then we'll put tag words, ASEO, tone professional. We can screen all these different tones, and then we'll go for short length, right? I'm going to hit generate content. Now, I actually created. How is it creating that? What API are you using? That's crazy. Obviously, this is just a mock-up, so you can install an SDK, create a .env, and then replace it, or I can just give it an actual API, right? So I think that's just using a mock-up. If we go back to this tool, but it's tailored all the content to my keyword with the title, and then you've got the SEO score, word count, readability, keyword density. Now, I think that's just a mock idea, so I don't think that's actually created on the spot. You'd have to connect your own API, but you can see how easy it is to create your own SaaS tools now using the process, right? And because nobody has to log in, obviously you don't have to worry so much about security. If you were setting up a login where it's like a database and it's got people's users details or even like their payment details, then you need to be very, very careful. You can also click on view demo here, start creating for free, and then you've got SEO content all ready to go. Pretty cool, pretty impressive. So look, the features of pricing about don't work. So this is a very, very early stage mock-up, but you could say down inside anti-gravity, I'll create the rest of the pages, or for example, connect my API with the SLR. But that is looking nice, right? That is looking really nice. And then if you wanted to host this, what you can do is you can take the coded files. So you would take the folder here, and then you would upload that to something like Netlify. So you can take the folder files, upload it to Netlify, and then host it on Netlify, right? Because this is just running locally on a local host right now. But you can see how easy it is to create a tool, code it, design it, come up with an idea and tell it exactly what you want. And you don't need to be able to code to do this, right? And we did it all for free because we're using anti-gravity, which is free and doesn't even have a paid plan right now. Pretty crazy. So let's have a look what we got. Olaf says, read the question about Git. The Explorer suggests a clone repository. So yes, it's built into AGY. What else we got? The benefits of AGY might be the inbox where background agents report back to you. This is a big plus over everything we have in CLI tools. And then how to clone my existing project from GitHub to my workspace, also how to deploy from anti-gravity to Firebase, right? So basically, if you're thinking about taking an app, right, and then take it and then send it over to Firebase Studio. So what you could do is just upload the files, Firebase Studio, once you've coded them locally with anti-gravity. So you take the local files, then you can upload them to Firebase Studio, and you can always say export the files from anti-gravity so that it's ready to upload to Firebase Studio as well.